this myrtle tree in the form of a bonsai. It's still, the stem is still really thin and it's supported by a stick, but this is a good height and I think it's a good time to start shaping it. I got it for $12 at Home Depot, and I think that was a good price, but I don't really like the round shape. I want to make it look more natural, like a grown-up tree. So that's why I thought I can try my hands making a bonsai, or at least start shaping it as a bonsai now. And so this myrtle tree already has really small leaves. So for my bonsai, ideally in a bonsai you would want small leaves, and since this plant already naturally has smaller leaves, I think it's a good choice of plant. I bought this copper wire, and so and this is for cutting it. I also have a scissor. You know, I don't really have a lot of right equipments to use to make a bonsai, but I think it's still doable. Okay, so I'll first start seeing. So for this particular bonsai, I want the stem to be straight, which is straight in this case. But if you have a plant which is not straight, you would first want to put a support for it and let the main stem go straight, if that's what you want. Otherwise you always have an option of bending it. And then I'll look for the main branches here, and I'll start cutting the rest. Branches on, and even with the main branches I am thinning out the extra branches that are dividing out of it, because I don't really need them. I want few, like 2 or 3 or 4 main branches. Remove most of the leaves. So what I want is a big a straight long stem, and I've kept the main thick branches. You see here, this plant didn't have too many thick branches, so I didn't have to really remove the main branches. And then it had a lot of secondary branches, so what I did was I removed the leaves from the branches, tiny leaves, and cut most of the branches, except with every major thick branch I left anywhere from 2 to 3 secondary branches that I would want to get thickened and have more leaves. Now see here, this one is one branch, and then I want one more. I want it to branch out in 2, so I left these 2. And then I left few leaves. I removed the leaves that were here. It will be easy for me to wire, as well as, like in a grown-up big tree, you don't really see the leaves on thick stems and branches. So my idea is to have more leaves at the end, and as it grows I can make it bushier here instead of here, and slowly make them thick enough. So if I have too many leaves, of course the plant will use energy there. I wanted to divert its energy towards here and also in thickening. So the next thing I'll do is wire it. I have this copper wire that I plan to use. It's an 18 gauge wire, as you can see, and I'm gonna get it out and start wiring. So you do not bend the plant yet. First you finish wiring it and then you give it the shape. Otherwise there are high chances that those really fine and delicate branches might snap off. Wire. Since I already have a stick here, I don't really need to remove it because I want to keep it straight. I'll poke the wire in the ground like this. That should be good enough. And then start pulling it around. Since I do not plan to bend the main trunk, I am not using a lot of wire there, but I'm gonna go on this branch and start pulling the wire there and wrap the wire around it. You can also use aluminum wire. Just make sure that your wire is thick enough to support the plant and yet soft enough for you to work on it. I would say anywhere from 20 gauge to 2 should be okay, depending on how thick it's going to be. So here I want these 3 branches to wrap on each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire them together. I'm going to wrap them around each other. They're very fragile, so you have to be careful. Like this. And then I'm going to wrap my wire around it. I have wired it all. You can see I haven't shaped it, and some of the thinner branches I have wired them together to make a single thicker branch so that they start growing together and intertwined and will give a look of a thicker twisted branch. So now it's time to shape. I want the branches to be spread out. Now these branches are sticking out like this, but in a more mature plant tree you will see that they are bent like that. Trying to be gentle and bending it gently. Your wire has to be thick and strong enough to hold its own shape and the weight of the branches. Here, these are shaped it. So I have three main branches, and some of them are dividing into 2 branches. If they had multiple thin branches, I twisted them together and made them look like one, and they will eventually grow up entwined with each other. So this is the kind of shape I want. See, I've given them some twist, and instead of keeping the stick with the stem, because I think it's pretty sturdy now, I kept it on the side because I want to tie one wire and bend this main stem like that a little bit, just enough bend. Also, we have to keep in mind that as the branches and the stem starts growing, the wire will become tight for it, so we have to remove it and then add more wire to give shape.